The pandemic, and especially the deadly, ferocious second wave, has left many families distraught and facing a difficult future, especially if the breadwinner of the family has died. Many children who are still studying face uncertainty with the family's financial situation taking a hit. Now, Amity Foundation has announced it will fully sponsor the education of its students who face loss during the pandemic. 50 crore rupees have been earmarked for helping these students. Well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Dr. Atul Chauhan, the Chancellor of Amity University. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about this move, how you decided to put aside this big fund for students, and how many students will benefit.
Yes, thank you, Gargi. Gargi, at the Amity Foundation and across all the universities and schools in India, we have one philosophy which our founder, Dr. Chauhan, and our chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, have given us, and that is to treat every student like our child, like our family. And when this pandemic struck last year, we have been doing our utmost to ensure that the education of all our students continues. But then during this second wave, it was very tragic. There were a lot of deaths. And many of our students were facing this tragedy at this very young age of being at a university, of losing a father or mother. Our psychological counselors were giving them full support. Our university staff was giving them support. But then one evening, a mother called and she said, "Sir, I have both of my children, my son and my daughter, studying at your university. But just yesterday, my husband has passed away due to COVID. Now I am in financial troubles and I will have to withdraw my daughter from studying at your university because I can only educate one of my children." Immediately that evening itself, with the blessings of our founder of Amity, Dr. Ashok Chauhanji, we took this decision that every student of ours at any university of Amity across the country, whether it be in Noida, whether it be in Mumbai, in Jaipur, in Kolkata, or any of the other 11 states that we are in, we will ensure that our students finish their degrees and our foundation will sponsor the full education. Because Gargi, we have a very strong belief that for a parent, their biggest dream in their lives is their child. And when they send their child to a university and especially to Amity, it is with this dream that my child will learn and become a good professional, will get good values and will do something to help society. So when this tragically, the parent has gone, we don't want that dream to be shattered and not to continue. So we will stand with our students like their father, like their mother, like one family, and ensure that they complete their education that their parent really dreamt of.
Right. This is such an important move because here at NDTV, we know you've been reporting on how families are suddenly thrown into this situation. They never expected, your children are studying, you're doing all right, and, you hope they'll get the best education. And suddenly the breadwinner of the family dies, and it's just put such a big question mark on so many children around the country. Are you hopeful that this move that you have taken may inspire, other foundations and educational institutions?
Yes. I think, Gargi, as a foundation, we really never come forward and speak about any of the initiatives that we do, but this was really one of the main reasons why people have been requesting us to inform what the foundation is doing, because it is really being as a motivation to other universities to understand and learn how to help their students. And I'm very happy that many universities are now coming forward and in support of their students, because as you very rightly said, no one has planned or even thought of in their wildest dreams that they would lose a family member at this very young age. So if institutions can support, in the end, why are institutions there? They are to make the lives of young people better. I mean, that is a philosophy that we have right from the beginning, and whatever we can do. And as a foundation, as you rightly said, we have earmarked 50 crore rupees to support our students. See, at Amity, we always have had a very large scholarship program. I think maybe the largest scholarship program of our country to help young, brilliant students who cannot support themselves financially. But one thing that we always request from our scholarship holders, whom we are able to financially support, that when you grow up, when you become successful, when you have the resources in life, then you go and support one or two students who need the financial help to educate. You know, and the dream of our founders, the dream of all of us at Amity is that with this small thing that we are doing today, it will have a ripple effect. And in the future, there will be hundreds of thousands of students who will be supported when they need it because of the philosophy of giving that we are able to imbibe at this point in our students.
Right, Dr. Chauhan, pay it forward, really, help that you receive, and when you're in a position, just pay that forward. You spoke about counseling of students. If you could tell us a bit more about that, because this is also something that needs to be spoken about, how it's been such a difficult year for all of us, but especially for, young students, children. There's a lot of trauma, stress, even if they haven't lost a family member, one of their classmates has lost a family member. It's very important to give them some sort of therapy, some sort of support.
Yes. I think, Gargi, mental health is so important. And I think something that has always lacked focus in our country. And especially at a very young age, I think, young people have never faced this situation where they were locked inside their houses, could not interact with their friends, did not have the freedom they were used to. So it was really taking a large toll. And at Amity, we have a very large psychology institute where we have professional counselors, clinical psychologists, and we've always had a 24-hour helpline to support our students, because statistically it is always seen that sadly tragical steps are taken by individuals in the middle of the night. And the reason for that is because at that time they normally do not have anyone they can talk to. And it is seen that if you are able to talk about the problems you are having, it can stop you from taking that critical last step of taking your life. So we instituted many years ago a 24-hour helpline where our psychological counselors are available to all our students any time of the day, 7 days a week. And in this pandemic, we extended this to all our parents, all our faculty members, and we saw so many people calling in who were stressed, who had anxiety, who needed psychological support.
No, absolutely. Mental health is an issue, we don't talk about enough in this country. And finally, before we let you go, this is a step that you have taken. Is there anything that, you want, anything that you think the governments should be doing? And I'm talking about center as well as state governments during this difficult time, especially focusing on our children who are like the future of the country.
Yes. Well, I think we are very happy to see that at the state levels, at the center levels, many initiatives are coming up to support students who have lost parents or who have been orphaned. And I think in this pandemic, what has really come out is the humanity amongst all of us. See, as a nation, what we stand for and what is the biggest strength of us Indians is that of helping each other. And during this pandemic, we have seen whether it is the government, whether it is individuals or institutions, everyone has gone that extra mile to help each other. And this is really what makes our nation truly great. And we are so grateful to be citizens of this country.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Atul Chauhan, for joining us and talking about this wonderful initiative, especially to help out children. And that really needs to be something that everybody thinks about and focuses on in the months and years to come. Thank you for joining us.